What is going on, and welcome back to episode 20 of the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays. We are continuing with Wigan. We have had a contract offer in between the last episode and this one, which I didn't negotiate because I'm kind of at the point now where I'm like, it's probably time we moved on. We have to find somewhere else, because otherwise we're going to end up spending another 3 years at Wigan, and we'll be here for 6 seasons total, and that's not really a journeyman then, is it? If you're spending 6 years at your first club. I'm enjoying my time here, but it is time for a little bit of a change, if nothing else. So since you were here last in the game against Brighton, where we got we were slapped. We went and beat Birmingham in the next game. Rob Senior and Cassidy both scoring goals. Cassidy scored twice in the 31st minute. Don't remember that. That was yesterday. So I've been asleep and spent a bit of time away from FM since that happened. Then we went to Rotherham. I was expecting it to be a fairly comfortable game. I was wrong. They dominated us and I was not happy. Then we went to West Brom and we went 4-1 down. And I swapped to 3 up front. I went to a 4-3-3. Everybody on attack that could be on attack. We managed to score 3 goals. So I was like, maybe we'll try that again. Against Forest, we went with the standard formation to see how things were going. Worked out fairly well. Lyle Taylor started, obviously, because against his former club. And he scored, obviously. Standard FM things. Then against Peterborough, we weren't great. They dominated us for the first 75 minutes. Then I went to 4-3-3 and we scored twice, but then unfortunately we let a goal slip by us in the 89th minute and we ended up losing. Then against Stoke I tried 4-3-3 from the start. Did not work. So yeah, it's been weird. Lee Evans thankfully scored the equaliser for us in the 65th minute, but we couldn't really do much else after that. So for today's game, we are lining up with our standard 4-2-4, I guess, is what you could call it. Positive rather than very attacking. Because this is the formation I was using before. All complete forwards, 2 Mazzellas on attack, and complete wingbacks on attack. So it was a bit, up front, attack, go, go, go. But we are going back to what we know best because it's worked most of the time. So we have Whiteman starting goal today, who's been poor the games he's played, but Dillo's just been trash in the last couple of games. So Cyrus Christie and Hayden Roberts are going to start as our wingbacks, Obi and Cresswell as our central defence, Evans and Lowry in central midfield, Marshall and El Mizwani as our wide men, Senior and Cassidy starting up front. Cassidy has been in lethal form this year. 15 games, 15 goals. Can't ask for much more than that. Connor Wickham is still injured. Mitch Clark has picked up an injury recently. OK is not on the bench. Why did I do that? I'm not sure. Also, Itakura has just spent the entire season injured. This is probably the first time he's been fit. So he is just going to sit this one up because we have 6 lone players. You can only have 5 in your match day squad. And because he's injured so often, he just doesn't get a chance. Because every time he comes back from injury, he's just injured again. So I've just decided I've kind of given up on him. And we're going to just going to play with the lads we have, because they're far more reliable than a Man City reject, I suppose you'd call him, who's just not getting game time. If he stayed fit, he'd probably be fantastic. He'd be one of our best centre backs. But because he's injured so often, I can't get him into the team very often. And I was considering dropping El Mizwani because we have plenty of players that play in central midfield. We have a nice amount of wingers as well. But he's got into the team now because Wheeler decided to throw a strop about a contract, I think it was. And then he didn't like one of our team talks. So I've kind of just put him aside. I think he handed in a transfer request as well. So we'd have to wait for January to roll around so he can jump ship. And hopefully we make some money off him. Cassidy can't get it past the Norwich keeper, who is Campania. Interesting. They have some quite good players. Like, still have Todd Cantwell, and they have Ronaldo Vieira, who I'm surprised is playing for Norwich. Normally, I see him playing for some like big European powerhouse teams, but he's playing for Norwich, that was a very poor pass. And Todd Cantwell is true. Can one of our defenders stop him? Obi? Maybe? No? Goes all the way back to McCallum. Gets forward. Hayden Roberts pretty much sitting as a centre-back for this game. Evans is dropping back as well. So without realising, we've kind of gone to that was quite the true ball. And we are very lucky that, was it Armstrong? Passed it quite nicely to the keeper. Without realising it, we have gone very centre-back heavy because we have Evans sitting deeper to pick up the ball. Maybe I need to stop doing that. Tom Pearce is complacent. Why are you complacent? This is the first time we've been in the starting, or in the team, for quite a while. Alec Marshall's picked up the ball. Back to Evans. Puts it through Senior. How is Rob Senior offside there? How was Rob Senior offside? Okay, there was actually multiple players were offside. That was very annoying. We're going to try and work it into the box. I'm going to take my assistant manager's advice for the first time in quite a while when it comes to tactics. See if it does something. Cresswell's header lands at Vieira's feet, and Cantwell's gone through. Beautifully dispossessed by, was that Senior? And Ryan Cassidy gets a goal. I think that was Rob Senior that actually won that back, playing as a false 9, because he has picked up. Yeah, it is. Is it Rob? Yeah, it's Rob Senior. My false 9 is playing as basically a defensive midfielder there. I do love the false 9. I've never really gotten one to work all that well, but in this particular formation with this particular player, it seems to work. And Marshall, what a goal by Alec Marshall. I was full sure that was going to go very far over, but it hasn't. We've gone 2 up against Norwich. Going to drop a bit of praise before half time. I want to see this highlight again because that is insane of a finish. I thought when I saw him kicking it, I was like, he's going to end up like ballooning it. It's going to end up in space, but lucky for us, it didn't. We got in at halftime 2-0 ahead. Outstretched arms, still pleased with performance. Keep it going, lads. Lee Evans not having a great game, obviously enough. Cresswell's struggling as well. Cresswell's been pretty much like our rock at the back. We have Omar Beckles sitting on the bench today as well. Just shows how deep we're going, seeing as how Beckles a player who, now to be fair, Obi's, that was unfortunate. I thought Obi was going to head that one in. We have a very interesting bench today because of injuries and the fact that we can only have a certain amount of loan players. And Marshall beautifully taken away, but Mustafi, is that the Mustafi or is that a different Mustafi? I'm gonna have to check that. Todd Cantwell balloons the ball. Is that, oh my god, Mustafi is playing in the Championship with Norwich. They paid 10.5 million for him. What? They paid 10.5 million to bring Mustafi to the Championship. What? Going to drop a bit more praise. See if that'll help. Luton have dropped back to bottom of the league. What is going on with the bottom? Essentially, bottom 5 are just kind of falling apart, and I'm not 100% sure what's happened because I think not long ago Millwall were like mid-table after they picked up a couple of good results. Yeah, it's interesting. Evans is having a shocker game. El Mizwani having a poor game. We're going to bring on Wheeler, who I know is already wants to leave. But we're going to give him an opportunity. We're going to bring on Butcher to play in central midfield as well. We're going to leave our final substitution for now, because generally when I make 3 substitutions, we pick up an injury almost instantly. It is telling me to take off Cyrus Christie. Him and Lowry are both dying. So what I might do is, no, don't actually have a right back on the bench. All the right backs we have in the team don't have one on the bench. Going to take off Rob Senior for Stansfield, but I'm going to make him an advance forward as well. Actually, swap you over. Trequartista. It's Trequartista time. See if Cassidy can get back into his goal scoring form that he had when he was playing as a trequartista before. It's just kind of fallen off, and he's not able to do it now. But nonetheless, 2-0 win. Rob Senior basically set up the first goal. Quite proud of him. Well done. That is exactly what I want to see from a young striker. But results have gone somewhat in our favour. Huddersfield dropping points has helped us. Who else is in around us? They played at Watford 1, Brighton lost to West Brom. Jeez, QPR. I think QPR won as well, didn't they? I think I saw. Yeah, QPR beat Rotherham. We saw Huddersfield drew and Hull won. Okay, so results didn't go up that much in our favour, but we're still in with a chance, and we have Cardiff coming up in the next game. So we will be back in just a second for Cardiff. Don't go anywhere. Should be quite interesting. Hopefully, we don't fall asunder against them because it is second from bottom. So off to Wales now to take on second bottom in the league, Cardiff. Hopefully, we can do something against Cardiff. We really should be. We really should be beating this team. I've put Itakura on the bench today because why not? Gavin Massey is sitting on the bench as well because I've taken El Mezwani totally out of the team, and Solomon Odobor is going to be starting up front. OK is also going to be starting on the right, with Cassidy moving over and Stansfield coming in. Even though Stansfield has been pretty so far, we're going to see what happens when we play Cassidy as a trequartista from the beginning. If needed, Lyle Taylor and Rob Senior are on the bench. Also, Marshall can play up front. So, if needs must, we have him as an option on the bench. Trying to make as minimal changes as possible. Cyrus Christie has just been OK, has been pretty good so far. So I'm happy to just kind of throw him in and see what happens. Smithies in goal for Cardiff. Ooh, haven't heard that name in a while. Steffi Mavididi has been in quite good form from what I've seen in recent games. He scored, I think it was a hat-trick a couple of games back. So I'm hoping that he doesn't get quite as much freedom today to do the same to us, because it's Mavididi. He's not a world beater, but Cresswell's hit the crossbar. He's playing as a complete forward. From what I saw last in the scout report thing that I got, it was saying he was a complete forward, or he was going playing as a complete forward. It'll be interesting to see if he actually does that or not. And Cassidy can't win the ball back, but Evans, beautiful slide tackle. Cresswell gets beaten to it, and Glatzel is after getting himself a cheeky little goal. Did not expect him to be the goal scorer today. I would have said Mavididi would have been the one that would have scored, but proving me wrong. Smithies to Morrison, back to Smithies. They're playing very interesting. All the short ball in the world, and then one long ball. Interesting tactics by Cardiff, but it's working, so fair play to him. Can't really say anything against him. Whiteman gets that one off the line. Marshall heads it away, and Cassidy's there to pick it up. Can he get a move going? No, he cannot. Cassidy picks it up in the middle though. OK is out wide. Gets it across to Lowry. Has Roberts on the wing. He boots it over. It's missed everybody. Cassidy. Smithies gets a touch to it. I can't believe they've done that. Solomon Odobor to take the corner. Gets it to Obi, but it gets headed away. Evans to Roberts. Can Roberts... Nope, Roberts obviously didn't get any bit of a crossover. We're going to fire the lads up. We're deep in Cardiff's half, but they have the ball. Evans just comes running over nowhere. He's chasing down the defender. And they're just playing the ball around us. I don't like this. Making us look stupid. Cresswell heads it down for Lowry. Evans. Solomon Odobor. Gets dispossessed by Bakuna. Gets the ball back to Roberts. Lowry. Back to Roberts. Puts Solomon through. Stansfield hits the defender and Cardiff clear. What happened to Stansfield? Last season, he was an absolute monster. This year, Useless. Obi can't get there. Bakuna gets the header ahead of him, and Lowry picks up the loose ball. Back to Obi. Evans tries to get it through to Marshall. Cardiff are playing very patient until that long ball. I'm not liking it. We've managed to keep hold of the ball though. Cassidy gets it to OK. Whips it across. Nobody's there to win it. Hayden Roberts picks it up again. Back to Evans. Back to Roberts. Cheeky little backheel to Lowry. Lads, get the ball forward. Please, for the love of Jesus. OK picks it up again. Gets into the box. Gets it across. It's gone down as an Alec Marshall goal, and I'm not sure how, because it hit like 9 defenders on the way through. But we'll take it. I'm interested to see, because it was a hot mess inside there. So let's see. OK gets the ball across. And then Bakuna slides in, hits the ball off Marshall into the back of the net. And we're 1-1. Evans gets the ball across. Obi's almost goal gets put in by Cassidy. I feel like Obi was going to get that one. That was going to go wide. Potentially. Or the defender was going to clear it off the line. It's kind of hard to tell from... Yeah, it was probably going to go wide, but Cassidy gets a touch to it. Puts it in the back of the net. His 17th of the season. From a guy who, before now, never really did a whole lot. We can. So, let's have a quick look. Since this save started, League 1, Accrington, 20 goals. Then last season, on loan with Wimbledon, played 3 times in League 2, scored 1 goal, and has joined us and has played 16 and scored 16. So it's 17 games, 17 goals in the league so far. He's turned into a beast. Stansfield's picked up the ball from Lowry, and Stansfield's put it wide. What is going on with Stansfield this year? All of last season, Stansfield scores like 30 goals by now. This year, no. Cassidy's through again. Cassidy is he's the goal scoring machine this year. I was weary when we signed Cassidy originally. I thought this is a complete waste of time bringing in Cassidy, because he's going to cost money and he's not going to get games. And then Senior picked up an injury, and now Cassidy is the striker, and I feel like we could have done without Stansfield. But then you brought in Lyle Taylor as well. So our director of football has been very strange with some of the transfers he's made, but it's working, I guess. We're in the playoffs at this early part of the season, so I can't really complain, but his transfers have been very strange. I suppose that is the joy of the director of football, though. It is nonsensical. Hayden Roberts has managed to dispossess, we're still on key highlights, dispossessed the Cardiff man. Solomon Odobor gets to Roberts through to Stansfield. Can he set up a goal? Or is he going to try and score one himself? Gets dispossessed, but Robert gets it across. Cassidy, Solomon, and the keeper manages to get a touch to it. We're up in 4th place now. Obi couldn't direct his header goalwards. It goes just over. And we go into half time. Somehow, 3-1 up with a 2.52 XG. How in God's name have we managed that? We're going to outstretch arms. Keep it going, lads. Fantastic. Who's playing? Cassidy's not got a rating. He's playing so well, doesn't have a rating. So an 8.1. Is there anyone? There's nobody needs taking off right now. Cresswell, potentially because of his booking, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Everyone's looking inspired. My team talk was fantastic at halftime. Got everyone going. Nobody on the bench is complacent. Oh, Solomon, first to the ball. Beautifully done. Gets it across. Marshall. What's he going to do with it? Cuts back to OK. Dinks it across. And all my players that were in the box just kind of stood there and went, what do you want us to do? Oxford must be winning their game because they've moved up to 17th place. Cardiff definitely won't be moving up the league table as it stands right now. Evans. That was interesting play there, but Cardiff have the ball back. Mavididi. It's true. He slid that one just, but we are living on the edge at the moment. Lowry's after dying. I think Lowry's died. Marshall, can he get there? He doesn't, but Bennett's header is a bit wayward. But Cardiff managed to come away with the ball. We are going to actually take off Lowry, because he is... Okay, he is injured. Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering, I was like, he suddenly went down. I think we take Cresswell off because he is on a booking and he's not playing exceptionally. We're going to bring on Tom Pearce. Just leave him have a bit of a run around because he hasn't played, like I said, quite a while. It's been odd. Cresswell misses a header. And now he's coming off. Mavididi is off as well, so we don't have to worry about him scoring a goal against us. I'm not sure. I think that was Tom Pearce. I'm not sure what he was doing, kind of running around zigzag. 75 minutes in, we're going to drop a bit of praise. And we're going to make a substitution. We're going to bring on Senior for... I have to bring on for Cassidy, because Cassidy's picked up a knock. I'm going to put you as a... I'm going to do false nine. Senior is good as a false nine, so why not play him there? I don't want to tempt fate, but Alfie Whiteman has had a decent game today. Evans gets it across Stansfield. Of course, it's disallowed because that's all Stansfield's been doing recently. I think he scored 3 goals in one game, all offside. And again, times has run poorly, but 3-1. If we were losing, I'd be furious. The fact we're winning, what are you going to do? It's just one of those things, Okay, the ball to Marshall. We're right at the end of the game. Evans to okay. Marshall. Can Stansfield get a goal? Or can Senior get a goal? Get a goal? Neither at the moment. Verdes, after getting loose, Obi is just nonchalantly walking back towards, or jogging back. Whiteman does push the ball behind, and now we've a throw in the 93.5 minutes in. Evans to okay. Big ball forward. Stansfield's onto it. Can he round the keeper? He doesn't have to. He's offside again. What? I am sorry for shouting. How far? Oh my god, he was so close to the halfway line when he was offside. Solomon, Evans and Obi are all dying as well. I apologise for that noise. That was... I looked over as I made it. Oh, excuse me. And my audio was peaking, so I apologise. Referee might as well blow the whistle now because we're past the 5 minutes. Bakuna heads it clear. It's going... gone. Okay. So he managed to beat Cardiff 3-1, coming from behind to win the game. I will take it. Pearce came off the bench and played terribly, as you would expect, because it is... Yeah, that's his... Tom Pearce's thing, is to come off the bench, or to play, and just play poorly. And he was our number 1 left back for so long, and now he doesn't have the ability to do that, because Mitch Clark is now our number 1 left back. Hayden Roberts can play there, as well as Itokora. So, you'd want to buck up before he gets completely removed from the team. We are only 7 points behind Watford after 17 games. That's pretty good, seeing as how one of our best players is one of their players. Brighton beat Luton. Unfortunate for us. Peterborough beat QPR. Get in. Happy days. But yeah, it looks like Luton and Cardiff are getting cut adrift ever so slightly at the bottom of the table. Cassidy's picked up a tight calf. It's not that big of a deal. It's only out for 3 days. Be back for Reading and all. Turned their dominance into a victory, and Cassidy was man of the match. Fantastic, buddy. Well done. Are you getting called up by the Ireland team yet? No. No international opinion. What can you expect, I suppose? We are hemorrhaging money, though, which is very, very annoying. Still have like 7 million transfer budget. Take some of that money out, please, and pop it into the overall budget. I will take it, because it just means that we won't have to worry about money again, and that's what we want. We are playing Millwall. Okay, we're not. I was just about to say we're playing Millwall twice at the end of December. We are not. It's going to be the FA Cup, I'm guessing, because we've knocked out of the Carabao already. So at some point, the last day of the year, potentially going to be playing an FA Cup game. Should be interesting to see. We're getting November, very short November. So I think we come back in the next episode for Wickham and whatever game is on the 31st of December. So Wickham and whatever FA Cup game potentially, or Millwall in the league. So that'll be the end of the first half of the season. We'll be going into the transfer window, and we get to find out who our director of football is going to bring in, and if it's going to be as mental as the most recent deadline day. Because that was sitting here, pressing continue, and just having huge amount of new players coming in was. I was slightly weary, but then obviously that really did not help because now we owe money and we still have that. I forgot about that loan. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.